What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review of The Oval on BET. This is season 3, episode 8. The episode was titled One Rule. All right, you guys. So before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, I'm gonna need you guys to do me a big, huge favor and hit that subscribe button and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss The Oval. All right, you guys. So with The Oval, I'm gonna keep it real with you guys at this point. Hold on, you guys. All right, you guys. Sorry, my little cousin gave me a call. So let's get into The Oval. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So going forward, I'm with The Oval, and when it comes to Hunter scenes, I'm probably going to move over him, because I'm really over these scenes with him, because we opened the episode up with him and Sharon, right? And this scene with him and Sharon was premeditated rape, right? It was premeditated rape. That's all it was. And I'm just like, I don't like this, right? So remember, Sharon was in the Oval with Hunter, right? And he's telling her to be nice to him because this could be advantageous toward her, right? So he tells her he likes her. She's like, you don't know me. Like, this is so creepy and this is so wrong, which it 1000% is, right? So then he gives her keys to this apartment, this car, and then he gives her this account information, right, that has $100,000 in it. He'll give her stock tips that could, make her upwards of 100,000, close to probably even $1 million, right? And I'm thinking to myself, isn't that insider trading? But okay, whatever. So yeah, like I said, and here it is in my notes, pretty soon I will stop talking about Hunter, because his storyline is just disgusting as hell. It's objectifying black women, and that's what I don't like, right? Sharon told him no more than once, and he's like, ooh, that's turning me on. Like, the more meaner you are to me, the more I get turned on. I'm like, Tyler, why do you keep writing this? This is not funny. This is not cute. This is disgusting. So she tells him she'll go to the press. He tells her, if you do that, then I'm just going to pretend like I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. I'm just going to deny it, right? So then he tells her not to tell Sam or Richard, right? I'm like, Sharon, tell them. I don't give a damn what he says, right? So then she's like, I'm getting ready to leave, right? So he calls Kyle in to escort her out, right? Take her home, but be careful with that one. So she was like, I'm not riding nowhere with you. I don't trust you. She's like, well, let me just escort you to get. She says, okay. I just don't like this. I really don't like it. So then we see Sam. So Sam is following in behind Victoria, right? And he asks her, where is she going? She says, I'm going to get some fresh air. She says, are you going to follow me? He says, yes. So then we see her, she's walking outside to the employees parking lot, right? Well, you guys remember in the last week's episode that Grip got in the car with Alan and pushed his head into the steering wheel, right? So Grip is sitting in the car. He was like, she just wants to talk to you, right? So they get down there. Grip gets out the car. She gets in. Sam asks Grip, why is he out there? He says, well, she wanted me to come out and talk to him. And then he says, you go wait for me in the break room, right? So Victoria gets in the car, right? And she's telling Alan that he needs to put a belay into Ellie's head. And if he does that, he won't be in any more pain. I'm just like, these storylines these storylines are disgusting. Let's keep it real. Victoria's storyline is disgusting. Actually, it's the first family storylines that are disgusting. Hunter, Victoria, and Jason. Their storylines are literally disgusting, right? So after she's talking to Alan, Sam asks her, is she okay? She says, yes, but I'll be in a bathtub, butt naked, touching myself, thinking of you. Do you want to watch? He says, no. She says, yes, you do. So then we see Nancy and Priscilla. So Nancy is giving Priscilla the money back that, she used to pay for Picky's funeral, right? That Richard gave to her, right? So then, Priscilla and Nancy are talking, and she says, how are you? She says, Richard told me that you and him have made up. She says, well, we're making up, right? So then Nancy asks her about she and Sam. She says, oh, that's over. She's like, really? You can't work on it? She's like, no. She says, my number one thing was don't cheat on me, right? So then, she's like, you guys can work it out. She says, no, it's over. So then Barry comes in, right? And Nancy asks Barry, who was that young lady that was in his room? Barry says it was some random girl that he met. I'm like, so you had sex with a random girl in your parents' house? That's disgusting. And then he dropped the woman off at the bus stop, right? She should feel some type of way. So then Richard comes home and she's like, you need to talk to your son about this. So Richard and Barry talk. So Barry tells him that he met the girl on a hookup app, right? Richard's like, don't do that again. And be careful with that kind of stuff, right? So then we move over to the pharmacy. So Kareem goes to the pharmacy, sees that the pharmacy has been ransacked, right? No Sharon inside, but he sees, shell cases from the bullets that she put into Kyle. So he calls 911. Kyle answers his phone. I guess Kyle has, hacked into the 911 servers and he's intercepted the call because he answers the call as if he is 911. And then, Kareem is reporting what happened at the store. Sharon is missing. Kyle says, hold on. Sharon, talk to him. He's like, huh? If that wasn't a red flag right there, I don't know what was. So he tells her, you tell him that you're fine. Because if not, it won't be good for him, right? So reassure him that you're fine. So Sharon gets on the phone. She tells Kareem she's fine and that she'll tell him about everything later on, right? So they had a little bit of a back and forth. So then Kyle gave her phone back, right? So she said, you had my phone this entire time? He said, yes. He says, and I will be monitoring your phone. And if you get another phone number, I will monitor that as well. This is disgusting. So we move back over to Sam and Grip. So Sam is talking to Grip. He asked Grip what was that all about because it looked like he had punched Alan. No shit, Sherlock. And then he says, I didn't. He says, bullshit, don't play with me. So then he says that, Victoria asked him to see him and that, he wanted to leave, but he restrained him. You restrained him? Okay, Tyler, whatever. I'm just gonna move on. So moving over to Donald. So you guys remember Donald was looking for Bobby. Well, he found Bobby on the cameras. So he calls Kyle into his office and he tells Kyle that Lily got him into the Oval. Well, got him into the White House. And he's like, why didn't the facial recognition pick him up? He says, I don't know. If I knew that, I wouldn't be asking you. Oh, God, the more I talk, the more I just review this episode, I get increasingly frustrated with this episode was terrible. You guys might have liked it, but this episode, the more I just look at my notes and read it, it was terrible. It was terrible. Actually, my notes are damn near over. I'm thankful for that. This is going to be one of the shortest videos of the Oval that I have ever done because this episode just was not good to me. So then we see Sharon. So Sharon makes it over to the pharmacy, right? And Kareem asks her, where was she, right? She says, I'm fine, but I can't tell you, right? So he keeps asking her questions. I'm like, dude, if you can look at Sharon and tell her that she's visibly shaken and that she can't tell you, right? So she tells him that someone came into the pharmacy and tried to rob her. So she shot at him, but she missed, hence shell cases on the ground. And then she says she called the police, right? And that's where she's been. Oh, God. The writing. Like, just think about this, right? Let's just put this into some kind of perspective. So, Sharon called, so someone broke into the pharmacy, which that is true. She shot at him. That is true. She missed. That's not true. She called 911. That part is true. She called 911, but Kyle scrambled the phone lines, right? Now here's where Kareem could have poked a hole in the whole story, but he didn't. You are telling me you called 911. Where did you go? Where did you go, right? If you call 911, why is there no police tape around here, number one? Why are there no police, Why are there no, no numbers, showing, why is there nothing that the police took care of anything here, right? Then when Kareem called 911, that is this dispatcher. So how in the hell does a dispatcher know who Sharon is? You know what? Let's keep going because I'm ready to wrap up this episode. I'm ready to wrap the episode up, right? She tells him she's gonna go stay at Barry's. I don't care about that either. So then let's move over to Kyle and not Kyle. Let's move over to Bobby and Max, right? You guys, so Bobby and Max are still in that same room or in another room. I don't know, right? Max is losing his shit. So then the vice president comes in, right? He tells them that, he saw Diane before she was murdered, right? So what he wants to do is he wants to enact the 25th Amendment to get Hunter removed from office, right? But he can't really take this to Congress without evidence because I don't know if Hunter's a Democrat or a Republican, but whatever party Hunter's part of, Hunter's party controls both the Senate and the House, right? So they can't really do anything because they're gonna have his back because with Hunter, they'll be able to whatever laws that they want to whatever they want to pass, they'll be able to pass it with him. Which that's a contradiction though. That's a bit of a contradiction. I mean, I know in present day, the Republic. I know like with the Republicans from last year, with 2020, with who, I know that they didn't want to get him out because they were afraid of him and his base, right? They want to appeal to the base, but Hunter couldn't have a base because they've only been in office for a month at this point, right? So if you got rid of Hunter, right, you're next in line. So don't you guys have the same political affiliation? Aren't you either Democratic or Republican, whichever one Hunter is? I don't know and I don't really care. Keeping it real with you guys. I'm just trying to wrap this episode up because this episode annoyed me. The more I read these notes, the episode is more and more annoying. So then we see Kyle. So Kyle went into, the room with the Secret Service. He enlisted some guys to help him find Bobby, right? And he asked them not to tell Sam. So then we see Grip. So Grip went to relieve Alonzo of his duties with Jason. So Alonzo is giving Grip the rundown of Jason about, the fact that he almost peed on him. He likes to, play with himself and all this kind of stuff. Now, when he was telling Grip this stuff, I was looking at Grip because Grip, like, he was hella interested in it. I'm like, Grip, are you bi or gay? Because you're giving off that vibe, right? So he goes into the room with Jason. Jason was asleep, and Jason woke up. He's like, so you guys really are, changing shifts? He's like, yeah. He's like, so are you gonna watch me pee too? He's like, yes, sir. I'm gonna be there wherever you go. He says, well, hell, you look like you'll enjoy it. I was like, we both got the same vibe, huh? So Jason asked him, does he have a gun? He says, yes. He says, I can take your gun from you. And when I take it from you, remember this conversation. So then Jason goes into asking the man how big his dick is. He's like, your dick must be small like my father's. How do you know? Oh, God. I'm sorry, you guys. Like I said, this episode just didn't do it for me. This episode just annoyed me. So then we see Lily. Lily, she's calling to check on Bobby, right? She asks him, is he okay? He says he's fine. He can't talk to her about it, but he'll talk to her later, right? So he tells her, you might want to hang up the phone because your husband is getting ready to come in, right? So then we move over to Ellie. Ellie goes home. I don't know how oblivious Ellie has to be, but this man is literally sitting here with an ace bandage around his ribs and stuff, right? And she didn't even think to ask the man if he was okay, right? I mean, I know he's abused you, but I mean, damn. That would be a question that I would ask, right? He tells her she's in danger. I'm like, Ellie, he's been forewarning you for episodes now that you're in danger and that Hunter is not going to protect you. I mean, the fact that Jason snuck into your apartment and tried to kill you and tried to rape you. Oh God, I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm really, really sorry. Really sorry, guys. But this episode, yeah, we're done with this episode. Right, I'm at my last two scenes that I'm talking about, and this episode was not good. So Donald, he gets home, he's talking to Lily, asking Lily about her day, like how did Victoria feel about the dresses? She says she liked them. He asked her, what does she even need the dresses for? She says, well, she's meeting with the second lady tomorrow. He says, because that wasn't even on her agenda. Well, I mean, Victoria literally actually said that to Lily, that she is meeting with the second lady tomorrow. So I don't know if you out of the loop or whatever, but hey, you're out of the loop. So then he tells her, he can get her arrested for getting Bobby clearance into the White House. And she says, well, he says, and once we find him, I will do that. And Lily tells him, well, hey, if you do that, guess what? You're going to jail right along with me, right? I'm annoyed. Then the episode ends and we see Alan. Alan is in the room with Ellie, got this baseball bat. I don't know if he's gonna hit Ellie or not, right? Don't really care, to be quite honest with you guys, but hey, that is the episode, you guys. Once again, I'm sorry, but the episode, the more that I read into my notes, the more the episode pissed me off. Like, I was watching the episode last night and it really wasn't, it was the Hunter stuff at first, but then you trickle it on down and it just got gradually worse. It just got gradually worse. And I still like the show. It's just the Hunter stuff, the Victoria stuff, and the Jason stuff. I don't know why Tyler think that is interesting, because it's not. But like the video, you guys, leave your comments. Please let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video and into the next one, you guys. Please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.